What up? What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Sunday NBA Talk with Jay. First, I want to say something real quick, guys, because like, who's doing this, Chris? Who's going live Monday through Sunday, giving out the picks? You know what I'm saying, we're gonna try to do something. We're gonna try to keep this going for the rest of the season, my guys. Y'all know how we do it. Try to bring it the NBA picks for the people every single day. If y'all can, hit the like button. It's Sunday. We're trying to get some cash here. We got our brother Chris B. Cap in here with us. You know it's time to cash. Chris, how you doing, my brother? Everything cool with you?
I'm good, Jay. I'm good, man. Like you said, to answer your question, Jay, ain't nobody doing this Monday through Sunday like you, my brother. Multiple shows throughout the week. On the weekend, you doing double shows. I saw you go live from the casino the other day on Friday. ain't nobody doing that, Jay. Ain't nobody doing that, bro. But like you said, it's that time of the year, Jay, where I know for yourself and for me as well, we typically start to see a board, a lot more clear on the back end of the season. We can kind of tell where these teams gonna be, what they doing, who a pretender and who a contender. So excited to do the show with you as always, Jay. Shout out to our guy RC as well. Shout out to Ronald, and let's get into it. I'm ready, Jay.
Yeah, man, they popping off in the chat already. I appreciate it. It's already 217 people in here, guys. So they're ready to get some cash. It's Sunday. We're not here to waste your time. 6 games on the board here. We got some looks. Let's get straight to it here, guys. Let's head over here. First game up to the streets of Denver here, Chris. Why don't we? And we don't even be talking about these plays before. Well, today we did. Obviously, time changes shit, but I kind of woke up late, all type of stuff, Chris. But we're on the same path in this one, my brother. We got the Nuggets here. Land 9 points at the house versus the Brooklyn Nets, right? What do the Nets do? It's real simple with the Nets, Chris. You fade them early, full game. You don't want to fade them full game, right? They start to put things together. And I watched the post game interview. Vaughn said, like, we just come out of the half with a new sense of urgency. We kind of figure things out at the half. That leads me to believe Nuggets first quarter, first half is the right side in this game. Chris, how you looking at this one, my brother?
Yeah, Jay, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. Denver first quarter is the only way I'd be looking to play this game off back-to-back, terrible losses. They didn't got smacked up in the last 2 games. Chicago came in there, cleaned them up pretty nicely last week when they were at home. Then you go to San Antonio, and I watched the post-game interview for Mike Malone, Jay, where he was talking about just how embarrassing it was of a loss. Not because they lost to the Spurs, but because of the effort that they gave on the defensive end, right? So you got to think, looking at, I went through and looked at the beat reporters as well, Jay. They're really talking about like how bad that second unit is. They got rid of Bones Howland, and you bring in Reggie Jackson, the veteran, but Reggie Jackson's been struggling. I think he's shooting like 30% from the field. Thomas Bryant can't get acquainted to the offense, so they've really been struggling, Jay. First quarter will be how I'm looking at this game. What I got is Denver 6-2, Jay, against the spread, coming off a road loss where they're the home favorite. In those games, they're winning the first quarter by an average of 6 points and winning the first half by an average of 8 points. You look at the Nets, they have covered 4 straight road games, Jay, 4 straight spreads on the road, but they're losing the first quarter, Jay, by an average of 13 points since they traded Kyrie and KD. You also they lost the first quarter on Friday in a game that you got correctly, because I know you was on Timberwolves in the first quarter.
Yes, sir.
Lost the first quarter by 7. Go back a little bit farther. They lost on Thursday in Milwaukee by 17. Lost the first quarter to Houston by 5 last Tuesday, Jay, and to the Celtics by 22 points in the first quarter. The Knicks by 18 as well. So it's just something that they've been really, really struggling with in the first quarter. So I'll be looking to play Denver in the first quarter. We know Jokic is going to be playing the whole game, and they probably got something to prove. I think it's a reason why this line opened at 8 and it's already up to 9. Jay. I already played Denver first quarter. I got them at a -2.5, but I play them -3, -3.5. Definitely shop around, get the best number. But Denver first quarter, probably the right side in this one, Jay.
I'm right there with you, man. Shout out to CJ in the chat and my guy MD4207 as well, man. We appreciate that, my guys. All the love, man. But yeah, for me today, Nuggets in this one, guys, in the first quarter. Like I say, in the full game, I wouldn't touch the Nuggets here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets did good at doing full game. Should the Nuggets win, bounce back off 2 straight losses? They should. But the peak motivation spot in this game is the first quarter. Like I said, it's basically -3s across the board. Couldn't talk you off that. Points bet, what I noticed, some that they put out there, they are the first person that put out the first quarter, guys. So could have got that 1.5 1.5 first quarter, minus 125 with the Nuggets last night. But in this morning, Barstool, they're hanging minus 2.5 at minus 115. So I could not, if you do have Barstool, could not talk you off that. The -3 should be good as well. But I know me personally, I'm smacking up Barstool Sportsbook today on this first quarter. I'll be honest, this should be a first quarter, first half spot for the Nuggets. I don't want them full game. And like I say, it's pretty simple. The Nets, they come out slow. They're 0-9 against the spread in their last first quarters on the road, guys. So I will continue to fade that until, I mean, we've been getting paid off of it. So we're up on Nets. See what I'm saying? It's one of those things we're going to take every single time until it fades out. Nets get better as the game goes on. I'd lean Nets full game on the spread, to be honest with you. But if I'm betting this game early, I want Nuggets in the first quarter, -2.5, -3, and first half, -5 should be good. I'll be honest, I didn't bet the first half. I just need the first quarter, -2.5, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Charlotte here, Chris. Got the Hornets getting 8 points at the house versus the Cavs. We know Jared Allen is doubtful. Not is Garland supposed to come back? Maybe he is because the line is went up or something. Chris, what's going on in this one?
He listed as questionable, Jay. I don't know how they're gonna play this game, Jay. Like I honestly don't, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of stayed off. Because do you necessarily need him against a Charlotte team that don't got LaMelo? You know what I mean? I looked at Charlotte offense on a back-to-back. You know what I mean? Like you should need him in this spot, and it's a third game in 4 nights for Charlotte as well. So I don't think that they necessarily need him in this spot, Jay. You know, the line, like you said, it does kind of indicate that, you know, it's moving in their direction. But at this time in the season, what is Charlotte really playing for, Jay? Do I think the Cleveland Cavaliers going to win this game by margin? I'm not 100% sure because they will be missing Jared Allen, who, you know, is a big part of this game. I looked at the Cavs, Jay. They are only 3-4 straight up, 2-4-1 against the spread without Jared Allen this season. They're also 6-1 to the under in that spot, Jay. So I think if I'm playing this game, I'm probably looking towards the under just because no Darius Garland, if he doesn't play, we don't got that news yet, but if he doesn't play, that should lend, you know, towards more defense and less offense. And Charlotte's just really been struggling to score. Jay. They couldn't score yesterday against the Jazz. You out there getting locked up by Tyler Horton Tucker. So
Chris, what he got for 37 on the ass? What are we doing
he was trying to get the triple double. He missed it by a rebound, but boy had the game of his life yesterday. It was crazy, Jay. He looked like Boris Diaw when he was back on the Spurs back in the days, Jay. But Jay, if I'm playing this game, man, I'm looking at Mobley. I like Mobley in this spot, Jay. I think he probably has the best matchup. We know that Jared Allen most likely is going to miss this game. They haven't ruled him out yet, but he was already listed as doubtful yesterday. I don't see him playing in this game. So that puts Evan Mobley in a nice little bounce back spot. He got in foul trouble the other day against the Miami Heat, you know, and wasn't able to be a factor in that game. You look at other, you know, centers that's played really well against this Charlotte Hornets team. Wiseman just hit him for 16 points and 13 rebounds. And then he had another game, Jay Wiseman did, we had 23 points and 7 rebounds. Rudy Gobert just gave him 17 and 10. Walker Kessler yesterday had 17 and 16. And Ayton gave him 16 and 16 as well. So I look at Evan Mobley, first game he played against them earlier this season. I think it was in November. He had 21 points and 18 rebounds. He's had 3 double-doubles in 3 of his last 5 games as well. His usage will go up without Allen in there. He's going to get a lot of time at the 5. I look at him dominating this game, Jay. I know Donovan Mitchell is also somebody that's going to be, you know, highly targeted. With no Garland in, Jay, he has at least 38 points in 4 of the last 6 games without Darius Garland being there. So, you know, I know his points prop is up right now, it's high, but I would pivot towards Evan Mobley to go over his points plus rebounds. We don't have a number yet because they haven't said it, but that's the way I would look in this game, Jay.
Yeah, they scared. You know how it is. They scared to set that. And my guy Rob Maddock liking the Mobley double double as well, guys. So appreciate you. My guy Chris liking some Mobley props in this one, maybe points over, and also the guys in the chat as well saying, hey, that double double might be a good look as well, guys. So couldn't talk you off there. Obviously, the Hornets on the back to back. Wouldn't be surprised if they rested a guy or two in this one. We know that their games have been going under as well, but Cavs defense is a lot different without Jared Allen out there, guys. So a tough one for me. I don't have any looks on that one, but our guy Chris looking at Mobley double and not double double, but looking at the points and
plus rebounds, plus rebounds.
Yeah, points plus rebounds. Got you. Could not talk you off there, my guy. Let's head over here to the streets of Philly here, guys. Got the Sixers laying 7.5 points at the house versus the Wizards in this one, guys. Wizards have played the Sixers here pretty nice, to be honest with you. They're 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games, and guess what, Chris? When you get the Sixers coming off such a bad game, but they still win, it's a little bit overshadowed. Oh, Embiid is the only one that was saying, We got to come out and play better. So maybe Sixers do want to have a better start in this one. I see this game flipping of the last one. The last one they put it on late. This one, the Sixers probably maybe come out with something early, but where's it come to full game? I know sometimes the Wizards can fizzle out, Chris, but the Wizards need every win right now, to be honest with you. And I think they can kind of match up well with this Sixers team as well. I can only look towards the Wizards plus the points in this one. It was at 8.5 last night. To be honest with you, I did put some on that 8.5 down to 7.5. That's good. I mean, if you're seeing the line going in your way, you should be scared. So Wizards plus 7.5 is the only way I could look in this game here, Chris. I know the Sixers some ballers, but I did not expect them to win this game by margin.
I think the same, Jay. So I look at Philly. The other thing you didn't mention, Jay, but I know you know this, but they got the Cavs on deck. They got to go to Cleveland on Tuesday, so potential look ahead spot there. Philly is 8-0 straight up and against the spread as home favorites, revenging same season losses this season, Jay. But winning by margin seems to be really, really difficult. Also, desperation spot, like you said, for this Washington Wizards team. Bradley Beal. I know you probably watched it, Jay, but Bradley Beal talked about the sense of urgency that this team got to play with. And it's a matchup thing as well, Jay. The guy I'm looking at target, because I don't want to play the spread in this game. The guy I'm looking, because like you said, the Wizards can't fizzle out in the second half. They typically start the game off a little bit hotter. They have nobody that can guard Embiid. But on the opposite side, Jay, Porzingis has been the guy. He's been the guy. He's the reason why and I know you call him paper plate Porzingis. I think he pretty much paper plate too, Jay. But paper plate Porzingis has been the guy that kills the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's not just him, Jay. It's the ability to defend a big that can shoot the ball, right? So he's played well against the Philadelphia 76ers in his career, specifically in the last 3 games this season. He's cleared his points prop today of 22.5 in all 3 games, with 24 in the most recent matchup. He had 30 earlier in Philly, and he had 32 in the first matchup in December as well. You look at Philly, they struggled against bigs that can shoot the ball and stretch the floor all season. Besides Porzingis, Randall has averaged 26.5 in 4 games against this team, Jay. Jokic gave him 24. Vucevic had 21. Jared Jackson Jr. 20. And Mobley had 20 across 2 games as well. They just played Brook Lopez in Milwaukee. He's averaging 20 against this team as well. And Sabonis had 19 in 2 games as well. So guys that can stretch the floor, Jay, bigs that can stretch the floor, typically give the Philadelphia 76ers trouble. So if I'm playing this game, I'm looking at Porzingis to go over his 22.5 points is what I would look at in this one, Jay. But like you said, it's a difficult game to cap because it is the look ahead spot for Philly. And the more desperate team is the Philadelphia 76ers that match up well against this team.
Yeah, Wizards that you're saying. Yeah, Wizards more
Wizards,
team here.
More desperate team.
I'll be honest. One bad thing I saw Bill on the bench. He was like kind of ignoring the coach right there. So I didn't like seeing that, to be honest with you. But I still feel like this team will they will want to have a chance to win the game every single game. Their games are coming down to the spread as well. They hadn't lost a game by more than 7 points since their game versus Chicago, and they didn't have Morris or Porzingis in there. You see what I'm saying? So these last 7 games, they've been keeping games really tight. I expect them to do it here again. The Cavs have a few days off as well after this game. I just expect another sleepy spot. Maybe not as sleepy versus the Blazers, but 6, like I said, when you won 4 straight, it's kind of swept under the rug how bad you played, man. And Doc Rivers is the type of coach as well. He's results oriented. They got the win, so it looks like he gave the guys the day off again yesterday. They didn't practice. You take this Wizards team lightly, they could mess around, come in here and beat you straight up, guys. I'm only looking towards the Wizards in this one. I do think they keep this game close. I'd even look towards the 7.5, to be honest with you. Maybe wait till game time, see if 8s pop back up. But this is a Wizards type of game, in my opinion. I didn't take them early, first quarter, first half, but I do think Wizards full game get it done here. I don't have any money on the 7.5, guys, but I would still endorse this side. I think the Wizards continue this trend of playing super close games, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see they win this one outright. And it correlates with your play, Chris. The Wizards will not be able to keep this game close if Porzingis did not go over 22.5 points. So I like that one, my brother. Let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans here, guys. Got the Pelicans getting 2 points at the house versus the Blazers, Chris. Over and under sitting at 230.5. This one all on you. I got nothing on. Y'all know when I have a strong feel in the game. Just 2 teams that I think neither one of them are making the playoffs. Obviously, the Pelicans more desperate squad, Chris. You could look at it this way as well, that the Blazers, they come off a dreadful type of loss. I mean, you were up 21 points in a game. You were up the whole way, basically, until they led the whole game until Embiid come and hit the game-winning shot. Just absolute gut-wrenching spot, a loss. I'm not sure how they're going to bounce back off that, Chris.
Yeah, so before the game, Jay, I know you probably read the reports from Dame. He was saying that, they still got a fighting chance, which is typically what Dame said at the end of every season. Like they always in this same kind of spot. I think did you see anything on Ingram, Jay? I know he didn't play yesterday. CJ McCollum had a big game. I saw him listed as questionable. You think he played?
I think he'll come back to this. This is a put up or shut up type of time. They got smacked up versus the Thunder. I feel like he probably rested yesterday to get ready for today's. But to be honest with you, even if he plays, I'm just like, I want nothing to do with this game. If he does play, maybe get to an over. But it's just, this is the type of game I watch. I can see this game going either way. To be honest with you, I know for a fact I'm not betting this game.
Yeah, I'm not betting it either, Jay. But what I will endorse is this. I'll endorse the under. Jay said it's at 230.5 right now. I'll endorse the under if Brandon Ingram doesn't play in this spot, Jay. You look at this Pelicans team, boy, they are bad. They rank so bad offensively in pretty much every statistical category. And I know that the Trailblazers aren't the greatest defensive team, but this Pelicans team is 7-1 to the under, Jay, post All-Star game. They've gone their games have gone under by an average of 12 points, and they're 3-0 to the under. And they're only averaging their games combined at about 206 points. So they're going under by an average of 25 points, Jay, at home specifically, which is where they bring a little bit more defensive intensity. These two teams have already played each other twice this season. Both games also went under. One of them went under by 21 points, while the other one just went under by 4. Blazers are also 10-4 to the under. In the conference as well, when you're looking at them, the only way I can look to play this game is under, especially if Brandon Ingram is ruled out. I just think, like you said, desperation spot for the Pelicans. Blazers, maybe they're demoralized. Yeah, maybe they're demoralized by that, by that loss the other day. Like you said, it's more of a watch and feel type game, but I would look towards the under if they don't have Brandon Ingram, because I think CJ McCollum hand's still bothering him. He's doing the best that he can, Jay. They just don't have a lot of offense, man.
It's a little better, Chris. You watch the interview, he's just like me. He has a smaller splint on his hands. CJ McCollum does. So they're saying that helps him out a lot better. The other one was pretty bulky. So he has played a lot better since having a smaller splint on there. Like I say, to be honest, really the Pelicans probably should have the advantage here in the first quarter, coming off a back-to-back, coming off a tough loss as well. If Ingram does play, Pelicans probably come out here with some in the first quarter, to be honest with you. But like I say, in all honesty, I see no real way unless Ingram is less like 30-40%. I don't see there is not a way where he doesn't really try to tough it out. He did go through like a little light practice, did some pool work, things like that. So this is a big game for both teams. Like I say, with the Blazers coming off a perfect game and still losing, I'm worried about their mindset. Pelicans, we know that they can ball out at the house. I'd lean their way early, but like you said, without him, their defense is going to be, their offense is going to be so bad, guys. I'm sorry. This is a really tough game. This is a coin flip type of game, guys. Two bottom tier Western Conference teams fighting for the play-in tournament. See what I'm saying? Both of them are really struggling right now as well. So I wouldn't be surprised what happens in this game. When it happens, I don't bet the game, man. So sometimes the best bet is a no bet, in my opinion here. Chris, let's go over to the streets of San Antonio here. Spurs getting 3 at the house versus the Thunder. What are we doing, Chris?
Not touching it, Jay. That's what we doing. We're not touching this, Jay. Yeah, we are not touching. The stove is hot. Get back. Don't touch that. Yeah, Jay, we're not touching this one, man. But you look at this San Antonio team, Jay. They are coming off a pretty good win. I know you talked about this the other day because I watched the show on Friday. It's something to be said, Jay, when they actually, don't have anybody on the injury report. Mm-hmm. And today you see Keldon Johnson pop up on the injury report listed as questionable. You see Jeremy Sohan pop up on the injury report listed as questionable. So could it be a tank job? Absolutely. You look at this, OKC's coming off the win yesterday against the New Orleans Pelicans. So they're on the second leg of a back-to-back, but they're young, they're motivated. Any word on SGA in this one? I know Coach said there's something about them potentially resting him on back-to-backs, Jay.
Yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be playing back-to-backs for the rest of the season. To be honest, it's one of those where he hadn't got ruled out yet, but personally, now, first of all, I don't care because I ain't betting this game either way. But
we just talking about
what they said was that he's supposed to be resting these back-to-backs like every game for the rest of the season. So it's one of those, Christian, where if you have the info, you don't even have to wait on the injury report. Expect SGA to get ruled out at some point in this game. like I say, sometimes you just got to kind of have to know the info, right? So that's what we're expecting in this one. But I mean, could you still hop on OKC? Yeah, I just say it's the battle of who wants to lose this game, right? And it's just I'm not really a fan of betting those type of games. Not when there's other games out there with a little better feels, right? So I don't know with this one, Chris. How would you look at it if SGA's out?
So if SGA is out, the line will probably come down in favor of San Antonio, of course. But then you got to wait, Jay, on the injury news for Jeremy Sohan and Keldon Johnson because they mean so much. Keldon Johnson specifically on the offensive end, Jeremy Sohan on the defensive end, which is why this game, why we not playing this game, Jay. It's way too many moving parts for two teams that really don't want to win. Do the Spurs want to get another win, Jay, after just getting a win? Because we know that they are playing for something. His name is Victor, is what they playing for, right? So you can't get but so many wins because you know the Rockets lost yesterday, right? So there's way too many factors in this game, Jay. I don't think the Spurs want to win.
I wouldn't bet this game. I mean, the Thunder have shown a little bit more they want to win, but like I said, I personally maybe look towards some overs, look towards some player props in this one, guys. I don't have any interest. Let's talk about a good game, Chris. What are we doing here, man? Stop wasting people's time. Let's go over to the streets of LA here. We got the Lakers laying 3 points at the house versus the Knicks. This is a pretty good game, right? Knicks coming off a back-to-back here. The Lakers are streaking right now. It's simple, guys. I'll be honest. If you're looking towards, man, somebody in the chat. Some people are so crazy, Chris. Somebody like, why you get out the Lakers train? I'm like, man, I had the Raptors in the first quarter. I don't give a damn what happened after that. I'm rooting for the Lakers. I got a big bet on them to make the playoffs, man. So I don't understand why people get mad at me for betting some or not betting someone. You know what I'm saying? You're doing whatever you're doing with your money, guys. But I can't say I'm not betting against the Lakers. I mean, that first quarter last game was a top spot. You know what I'm saying? But here, I do lean the Lakers here, Chris. It's not someone. It was at 1.5 last night. It's up to 3. Knicks got beat up yesterday. That was a tough game. It was like a playoff game. What do the Knicks do? They cluster wins and losses. They had won 10, 11 straight. Now they've, I'm not sure, maybe it was like 9 straight, but regardless, now they've lost 3 straight. That's what the Knicks do. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped a 4th one here. Personally, I don't think Brunson is playing. I saw him limping pretty hard. He had re-injured his foot as well, guys. So they had an MRI yesterday, came back negative, but still, you don't want to you finna make the playoffs, the Knicks. You don't want to force Brunson to possibly have foot surgery or something that could have him out 1.5 years, guys. So I don't think Brunson is playing. That's probably why the line is going up. Russell, the Lakers, they're feeling themselves right now. I could only look towards the Lake Show here, Chris.
Hey, Jay, can you hear me? I think you went. I think I couldn't hear the last thing you said. Can you hear me, Jay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. I think it might have been my AirPod that went out. Okay. Jay, I totally agree with you. I read something this morning, Jay, from the Knicks side that said that if Brunson doesn't play in this game, and he doesn't play in the next game, I think that he could have something like 10 days off in a row. Just based on their schedule, because this is the second leg of a back-to-back, and it's the third game in 4 nights for them as well, coming off the loss to the Kings the other day in a game that he left in the first half at halftime. And then, of course, they got smacked up yesterday to the Clippers. I can't fade the Lakers right now either, Jay. You know that's my squad. But one thing I've correlated, Jay, and I'm superstitious a little bit like you, is that when if I don't bet on the Lakers, they win. So I'm gonna continue not to bet on them, and I was just because I need us in the playoffs. Jay. I want us to win. So I'm not necessarily betting on the game. I do think that if you like the Knicks, you probably want to jump on them early. They typically play better first quarter, first half. They're the best first quarter, first half team in the NBA, Jay, against the spread, whether they're at home or on the road. So, I think you jump on them early. Maybe the Lakers are feeling themselves a little bit too much, but that's nothing that I bet. I just think that I think that if you're going to take them, you want to take them there. I'm not trusting the Knicks, Jay, on the road without Jalen Brunson. That's something that I'm not doing. So, it's an easy pass for me in this one. And if I wanted the Lakers, I definitely wanted to get on them minus the 1.5, because this does seem like a coin flip type game to me. I also can't touch the total, Jay, because Brunson, just because Randall came back and that defense got worse, but the offense got better, right? So the Lakers have been going under at a really high rate. I think there was something like 7-1 to the under post All-Star break. But then you look at them last game, Toronto came out there and scored. The Lakers also came out there and scored. So for those reasons, I see the total going up. It opened at 224, it's up to 226. I'm just kind of off the game in general, Jay. It should be a Lakers spot, but it's nothing that I'm betting.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I do worry that I want Russell to just calm it down just a tad, bro. I know you came back and had a good game, but just don't get the big head yet, guys. But I'll be honest, they are. You could take it one side that they're getting the big head, the other side that they're playing with confidence. It could be both, but I just know Russell came out there his first game after missing 6 games. like looking like fucking Steph Curry. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not betting against the Lakers right now. It's actually pretty simple. It's either you ride the wave or either you just stay off the game, in my opinion. Fifth straight home game as well. Now they do head off for a little 2-game road trip after this, but like I say, the Lakers are in their zone right now. They're in their mode. Don't like seeing Julius Randle fighting over there with coaches and shit. Things could come apart. Y'all know how the Knicks are. They could come apart real quick. And like I say, without their best player, Brunson, right now, they're on the road, third game in 4. They got beat up pretty bad versus the Clippers yesterday, guys. So I agree with Jerry in the chat where he said they could lose this game and then go in there and beat Blazers pretty handily, in my opinion. So I actually like that. I would actually want the Knicks to lose this game. And I might go heavy on them next game versus the Blazers. It'll be Blazers' first game back at the house off a road trip, a notoriously horrible spot for them. Yeah, that's what we're rooting for. We're rooting for the Lakers to get a win here. Knicks to lose another one. Not bad, though. And we take them next game versus Portland, guys. That's what I'm looking at in this one, man. But that's all 6 games, guys. That's a show. We broke them down. There's no real point in wasting you guys' time. We come on here, we give out our info, we give out our plays, and then let's get out of here. You see what I'm saying? Let's try to get some cash. In this one, Chris, what you liking today, my brother? Anything to promote for the show?
Yeah, nothing to promote, Jay. I'm doing a show, 7 a.m. Eastern time, Cast It with Chris, Monday through Friday, trying to get to the early lines like you, Jay. I know you do your night show, but other than that, nothing going on. People know where they can find me at Crispy Captain 2 P's 2 N's on Twitter, also on YouTube as well. Far as top plays of the day, Jay, Denver first quarter, man. Like I said, I didn't really like the card too much, but Denver first quarter, minus the 2.5, minus the 3, if you can get it there. Definitely, shop around, get the best number there. I think it's a bounce back spot for them against a Nets team that's coming off an overtime game in Minnesota the other day. And Denver got to show their worth, like you always say, Jay. And they probably gonna do it in the first quarter today. So I took Denver first quarter spread. I also took Evan. Well, I didn't take this yet, but I am taking Evan Mobley, Jay. His points plus rebounds. I think he's the guy that's gonna have the biggest game. Shout out to Zachariah. I think he put it in the chat earlier. I think it was 31.5 points plus rebounds. So I like that number for Evan Mobley today. He should be able to eat against the Charlotte team on the second leg of a back-to-back with really nothing to play for, and they don't have Jared Allen. So I like him a lot today, Jay. And then Porzingis. I am playing Porzingis as well. So his points at 22.5. I think, like you said, if that game's going to be close, Porzingis going to have a lot to do with it. Him stretching Joel Embiid out to the 3-point line it makes Joel Embiid a little uncomfortable to have to defend all the way out there, Jay. So I like Porzingis to go over his 22.5 points. I like Evan Mobley over his points plus rebounds, and give me Denver first quarter minus the 3, Jay. Top plays of the day for me, man. Let's get some cash.
I like that. Sound like 3-0 to me, my guy. I did take the Nuggets as well in the first quarter, minus 2.5. I still like the 3. Heavily lean to that first half, minus 5 as well. If you like the Nuggets here, I feel like early is the only spots. We've seen how they've been full game. We've also seen how the Nets been full game as well. Nets usually come back after halftime for whatever reason. So to be honest, if I'm playing full game, I'm only looking towards the Nets. But first quarter should be a Nuggets spot in my opinion. They come out hot. Even the game versus the Bulls where they lost that one, they came out covered the first quarter. Last game up 17 in the first quarter. So the Nuggets are strictly a first quarter team right now, maybe even first half. First quarter for me, minus 2.5. I still like the 3. And like I say, I heavily lean to the first half as well. I think the Nuggets will come out here with something, guys. And then I couldn't talk you off the Wizards as well, guys. They've been playing teams really close. They are 4-1 ATS last 5 games versus the 76ers as well. I think the Wizards continue their trend of not losing by 7 or more points in this one. I think that correlates with our guy Porzingis play here as well, man. So Chris, like a Porzingis points over, Evan Mobley points and rebounds over, right? And then Denver Nuggets in the first quarter. Nuggets first quarter for me as well. Let's get that cash, Chris. I like the Wizards to keep that one close and knowing. And one college basketball play, guys. I did take Memphis plus a 6. Even I like the 5.5 as well. I'll be perfectly honest. I think Memphis upsets Houston tonight. I watched that game. It was in Memphis. Houston is the best team in college basketball, but they might be missing their best player here tonight, guys. He left yesterday with a groin injury. And I'll tell you this, Memphis lost on a buzzer beater shot in Memphis. They're going to be pissed. They can match up well versus Houston. Give me Memphis plus the points and knowing. Like, I'm not a college expert, guys, so you don't have to take that, but that's what I'm on today. 3 plays, my guys. Let's get this cash. We appreciate everybody in the chat for tuning in. It's Us Against the Bookies. Y'all go follow my guy Chris on Twitter, my guys, at Crispy Capping, 2 P's, 2 N's. You can follow me as well, J Money is Money. We always trying to get some cash, man. We got merch, all that type of good stuff, man. But first, let's get this cash. Let's make it a money-making Sunday, guys. Y'all hope everybody had a great weekend. Good night's rest. Is the time change, all that, man. I hope y'all have a good day. Go chill with your family. Let's go make some money, man. We out, guys. Let's get some cash. We will win. We out.